Good morning, TJ. How are you?
Hey, morning, guys. What's going on?
Well, we're kind of, I don't know. It is awful strange to think that the playoffs are not just coming up, but they're on Saturday. I mean, wow. Did you guys find out the way the rest of the world did by watching the halftime section of the night game, or were you told that already?
No, we didn't really know what it was going to be, so we kind of found out, late last night, kind of what the schedule was and all that. So, but night game at Soldier, man, you can't draw it out better. Playoff game, it's going to be rocking.
It's going to be fantastic, and I think you look forward to that because of the opportunity that exists that you guys created for yourselves. You won the division. You go in as the number 2 seed. And TJ, I think there is some concern about the defense over the last 3 weeks specifically. What shape is the defense in from your vantage point, and what happened against the Lions that make them so difficult to get off the field?
Yeah, after the game, obviously I don't think anyone's feeling great, about what happened. But we gotta flush it, And I think there's times we've shown this year that we can play really good defense. We can't let kind of these last 2 games kind of mess with our confidence in that way. Just can't do it. We're a really good team, really good defense with really good players, man. And we got to go out there and just execute a little better. We really do.
Yeah, the time of possession has been fairly lopsided, and that's over the last 3 games, really. If you count the Packers game that you guys won in overtime, and think about San Francisco, and then the Detroit game, they've just held the ball longer than you would want. Now the offense has struggled to stay on the field, especially in the first half in those games. Are you not playing the kind of complementary football that would lead to benefit in time of possession?
Yeah, I mean it's the ultimate team game, right?
Yeah.
And so I think when you're again for us, and that's kind of what I can speak to on defense is really just got to find a way to get them off the field, man. And whether that's a turnover or whether that's getting off the field on 3rd down. And, getting our offense the ball so that they can go create that momentum. And I didn't think we did that till really the end of the game, where we got the turnover and things like that. And but, yeah, we just didn't do enough to kind of get them off the field. I thought we did a great job, holding up and holding them to 3. But, again, it's getting off the field so we can give our offense those opportunities, man, and go get them into a rhythm,
Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the best combinations in the NFL. And they combined again yesterday and early and often because Amon-Ra St. Brown was targeted 15 times, 11 catches. Afterward, Jaquan Brisker, who was not afraid to express his opinion, said the Bears were out-schemed. And there are certain phrases you hear from players and it raises your eyebrow like, wow, he really said that. He really went there. What would be your reaction to that comment from a teammate, and is something you feel like you have to address this week before the Packers game?
Yeah, I mean, first time hearing that, but no, I mean, listen, I think again, emotions are high, right? We just want to figure out what's going on, and Brisk cares a ton. He wants us to be great. He wants everyone to be great. And again, man, I think it's one of those things where emotions are just high. I think for me, and that's all I can really speak to is just myself, is there's never going to be, a perfect call or anything like that, man. It's on us to make it come to life. And, I don't think we played good enough to get that win against a really good football team, man.
TJ, you led the Bears with 7 solo tackles. You had 8 combined for the game. It feels like you're making a lot of tackles in the run game. What's going on what's changed with the running game and your guys. You came out of the bye week, all of a sudden you were stopping the run all over the field, and it feels like that has become more difficult as time has gone on. Is that issues on the defensive line? Is it the number of players that have been in and out of the lineup? What do you see as the problem with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, like I said at the start of this, man, it's the ultimate team game. And on defense, man, we need all 11 executing at a high level to get this thing done. Man, we're playing really good teams every week, and obviously we know we're going to play a really good team this week. And for us, I think it's us being off on the details a little bit on kind of what we need to get done. But I think we've shown that we can do it, man. We know we can do it. We know we can play really good football all around the run and the pass game. And so it's on us to put the work in, man. I think we're fired up, to be honest with you. I think we obviously are a little disappointed how these last two have went. And it's a bad taste in our mouth for sure. So we're excited to get back in there today and get to work, man. That's all we can do, right? Not gonna sit here and try to stir the pot and just kind of create problems. It's for us. It's about executing, and that's what we need to do.
Let's look at one snap yesterday I wanted to ask you about, because we got some comments on the text line and certainly some conversation during the broadcast. 2nd and 1, 2.5 minutes left to go in the game. The ball is at the 30, and the Lions are driving. Andrew Billings jumps off sides. And there was a suggestion that that's one of those things on 2nd and 1. You did it because of clock management. That was part of clock management because you wanted to maybe do it on purpose to get to the next set of downs. Is that in the playbook? Was that what was going on there? And could you explain the strategy behind it?
Yeah. I'm glad you guys are watching intently. No. I think for us, yeah, it's kind of something that came up throughout the game. Wanted to get them to first down again. Like you said, a fresh set of downs so that we had the potential to get off the field there. And that's kind of just something we did to get them to go off sides, and then that was our shot to get them off the field from there. And couldn't do it, but yeah.
That's fascinating, and Tom Brady on the broadcast said that's what the idea was, and I'm just curious: do they send a message into you? Do you tell that to Big Bill, or does he get a signal from the sideline? Like, how does that work? What is the dynamic of that?
Yeah, it's something that's kind of radioed in to me, and. Yeah, but it's something, again, that all these kind of clock management things come up, and
sure.
All these different situations, and you never quite know what it's going to be. You see crazy things week in and week out of the NFL. And yeah, that was kind of one that we just had, yesterday.
TJ, post game, I thought Ben Johnson seemed to me as peeved as he has been at any point this season after a game. And you certainly understood why. He was disappointed in the offense, he said, more than anything. But I imagine the message was probably as direct as he was to us with his players post game. How would you describe the message and his demeanor after that one?
I mean, obviously, disappointed just like all of us were. But I think that's one thing I really come to appreciate about Ben is, man, he's going to let you know exactly how he's feeling. And he said exactly what needed to be said. Didn't think he played well enough, against a really good football team. You can't make those mistakes. You can't. And I think, obviously, he takes onus for the offense and things like that. But defensively, man, it's on us, I think, to kind of get off the field, right? Get our offense rolling, get them the possessions they need to kind of create the momentum and get them into a rhythm, because when they are, they're dangerous. And just as a team, right, all three phases, we didn't play well, and you could feel that from him. But also, he knows, what, that this is a whole new season now. We got to go on a run. And that was the message. It wasn't anything that was, he wasn't discouraged by any means. It was more so like, it's time right now, and it's win or go home, and that's what it is. And we've gone on a run, before a couple times this season, and it's something that we're gonna have to do again, man. And so I got to the utmost confidence in our team that we can get it done. But we got to go show it, man. We got to go, get to work, figure out, these things that we can fix and fix them now. And it's that sense of urgency that Ben was talking about at the end of the game that needs to show up, man. And so we're excited, excited to flush these last two and get out there, our fans, Saturday night, man. You can't draw it up better, for sure.
This segment with TJ Edwards is sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency call the plumbing professionals, available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. TJ, you grew up here. You know what the Green Bay game means to Bears fans, and you know how crazy that crowd was a few weeks ago. This will be the third meeting with these guys in 6 weeks. They say familiarity breeds contempt. I would imagine there's some deep-rooted contempt going on with this game coming up.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, everyone knows the rivalry, and everyone knows kind of what these last, 2 games that we played against them, how they've all kind of come down to the wire. It's a really good football team. That's what I can say. I think on all sides of the ball, and obviously offensively they're very talented. Really good schematically in what they do, and they work really well together. And man, I'm excited. Like I said, man, this is what I wanted when I got here, to play in big time games. And this is something else. Go be a part of the right side of history, for sure.
Can you speak to what it means when players are rested for games like this? Because Ben Johnson was also pretty direct post-game, saying that they don't rest players here, you play football. And I've took that and interpreted that as a direct shot maybe at the Packers. But do you understand when players and teams do that? How do you feel about that whole process?
I mean, I think there's, certain situations and stuff like that. But I think for us, man, like it's, we're playing for the 2 seed, and we're going to go play. There's a lot of meaning in that game, and we understood that. We wanted to go out there and go win that game. So we also trust Ben with his decisions and what he's feeling, and completely kind of understand where he's coming from, and I think. Again, whatever the decision is a decision. I can't really speak to what other teams are doing and things like that. And but for us, man, we want to go out there and play, for sure. So, at our home field, there was no doubt about it.
I don't want to say this the wrong way, but it seems like it's been almost a blessed season, right? Like things have worked out. Even things that are not in your control have worked out for you. Clinching the division by watching a team lose. And then last night, the Eagles lose to Washington. So despite what happened against the Lions, you still get that number 2 seed. And, we talked about opportunity. You not only have an opportunity for a home game in the playoffs, you got an opportunity for 2 of them. I mean, if you take care of business, you get another one. That's got to feel, like a blessing that things didn't work out the way you hoped, but they worked out anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this game. I even kind of like think about when I was in Philly in 2022. Obviously, made a long run. I think. You need some things to go your way. Like, that's just kind of how it goes. And sometimes the ball bounces your way, and sometimes it doesn't, man. But for us, I think all we've been doing is just kind of controlling our belief and controlling what we can control, and that's all we can do, man. I think there's going to be things, adversity that we didn't overcome, whether you don't get a call or something just doesn't go your way. You got to be able to overcome it, but. I think for the most part, man, we've held so steady on kind of what's happening with us right now and what we can control week in and week out, and that's the reason that we're here. And there was no one looking around the league, seeing what's happening. There's nothing like that. We were controlling what we can control, and I think that's why we're in the position right now, for sure.
Before we let you go, you did reference your time with the Eagles, and that experience is valuable, I would think, on a defense that doesn't have a lot of players with that kind of playoff experience. What does that mean in the context of this week, and how can that experience that you had in Philadelphia help you now?
I think it's kind of just understanding, right, that like playoffs, and kind of Ben like alluded to it in a way, we're just saying it's a whole new season, man. It's everything picks up, and it's kind of understanding that, every team we play here on out is a really good football team, and they, we got to be on our P's and Q's at all times because, there's teams that'll make you pay if you're not. And so, I think for us, it's just kind of understanding that. But again, we're not going to, reinvent the wheel in terms of what we've been doing all year. I think Ben's been super, super sound with that. Man, just came in with a similar message and understood what we need to do. And it kind of goes back to exactly what I just said, man, of controlling things that we can control. And that's the biggest thing in these type games. I think it's so easy to get caught up in, everything that's going on, trying to understand that this is all about the here and now, man. And that's about attacking each day, and doing all these little things that we can do that add up, man. They add up to these big time moments. And also we got to show up, man. You got to make plays in these big moments when we need them. So, it's going to take everybody.
TJ, thanks a ton. Really appreciate your time. Have a great week and a great game on Saturday night.
Thanks, TJ. Good luck.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.